So now you have a framework or a brief idea of what to expect from the poem. Let's go to the first stanza. They have spent their content of simpering, holding their lips this and that way, winding the lines between their brows. Old folks allow their bellies to jiggle like slow tambourines. The first stanza. So in this first stanza, the first long sentence until the full stop tells us about how generally young people behave. And the old people have lived their life just like these young people that they live now. Which means they have spent their content of simpering. They are no more interested in all the things that the young people do now. What are the things that they do? Simpering, holding their lips this way and that way. So all these are when people try to laugh, they control themselves and they laugh or rather smile in a way that society accepts it as good. So there is simpering. Simpering means imitation of laugh without any expression. It's a silly laugh without an expression. Holding their lips this and that way. So trying to be conscious about how your lips are, trying to be conscious about how you appear when you laugh. When you do that, genuine laughter will not come out. You won't be able to express your emotion genuinely. So they had done that when they were young, and winding the lines between their brows, winding the lines between their eyebrows, which means frowning. So frowning and controlling the way that they appear, all those things these old folks have done, and they are over with it. They are over it. They are not doing it anymore. They have spent their content of sympathy. They have done their share of all these things. That is the first sentence in the first stanza until the full stop. Now, the continuation of that tells us what they do instead right now, these old folks. So we understand at this point that the poet is talking about old folks when she started the poem with the word they. So they here means the old folks, old people, elderly people. Old folks allow their bellies to jiggle like slow tambourines. So the picture on the right is of the musical instrument called the tambourine. It is played by kind of a shaky movement or shaking motion. You exert your energy of your palm on this instrument and sound comes out of it. Many of you might have seen this instrument. So just like how tambourines are played, the stomach or the bellies of these old people keep shaking when they start to laugh. They allow their bellies to jiggle or shake, which means their laughter is genuine laughter. Their expression is genuine. They do not control it. They let the bellies shake or jiggle. In other words, there are no false pretensions here when it comes to old people and their laughter. They do not show, they are not worried about how they appear. They are carefree in that sense. So two ideas are brought in this first stanza. First, the initial idea is that these old people have done their share of following the norms of society when it comes to laughter. And the second idea is that the way how they laugh right now, it is without any botheration or without any control. This second idea is carried on to the second stanza, that they don't control their laughter. So in order to show this, you see, in the first stanza, the last line of the first stanza tells us that they do not control their laughter by comparing it to a musical instrument. In other words, a simile is used here to show how they laugh, how freely they laugh. Now in the second stanza, the poet uses a metaphor instead of a simile. Let's see how that is.